how have you been doing inside of the sort of isolation of the pandemic? How are you keeping?
It's been terrifying in many ways. I mean, aside from the obvious stuff, worrying about like my friends who are immunocompromised already, worrying about like family members who are over the age of 65, like it's just been strange to just feel, even on a digital level, everybody's becoming disconnected, because just nobody really has all that much to talk about. And it's been terrifying to me just as a musician, seeing my savings dwindle away and kind of budgeting as to when I might go on tour again. And it's not looking good, Bob.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's a real threatening time in terms of musicians. I mean, even though touring in itself has its challenges and its difficulties, of course.
I think it's an important part of the artistic transaction, though, is like having that moment where you're delivering these songs face to face to a room full of people and they're expressing appreciation. It's kind of like a necessary part of the process, just as a creator, is feeling like you're appreciated. I mean, it's just like big deal. It's just like a bunch of likes, like the original like is applause. But it's kind of an important part, because otherwise you can kind of feel like, did anybody listen to this?
And it's interesting, again, looking at interviews that you refer to these people you work with as sort of clients, that it is that kind of a relationship where it's like, I'm not pals necessarily with Taylor Swift or Frank Ocean. I make music for them. They hire me to do orchestral maneuvers, and that's what I do.
Well, I mean, part of it is also to kind of, dispel a historically toxic relationship that people have with musicians. I mean, music is such an abstract form that oftentimes it's just kind of like people have this idea that touring is this magnificent thing and that this music comes out of nowhere, or that there's such a thing as talent, where it is like, yeah, talent is a factor, but it's like most of these people have just spent most of their life training and working. And certainly privilege is a part of that. And, how much time can you actually spend working on learning how to play an instrument and working on scoring and stuff like that? But it is just a lot of work. And it's like, I just kind of, I guess maybe I was just called a wunderkind a little bit too much, even until I was in my 30s. People was calling me that. And I was just kind of like, guys, you realize that I'm literally just kind of a lazy plumber. Like, I'm just a plumber who works on his ass instead of, is actually like under the sink.
Is the work that you do writing songs for your own projects different than the work you do orchestrating for clients? Are there different muscles that you're using to get one or the other done?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's completely a different act. Doing arrangement work is much more like solving a crossword, I think, than it is like doing a painting. Writing songs, I mean, the real thrill is in the lyrics. It's just like, once you get in that zone and you are producing lyrics that you're really proud of, and it does become a very manic high, and the pleasure is immediate. Like when you just see a finished lyric in front of you, when you're able to perform a song, record it onto your iPhone, just rehearse it over and over again until you got it under your fingers. Yeah, that's a great feeling.
What's your process in terms of writing lyrics, like before just like recording and all that, in terms of the thought that or what goes into it?
I basically just wake up early. Like I set my alarm for an hour earlier than I would normally wake up. And I turn off the internet, turn off my phone, go to a cafe, and have my kind of underslept mind collide with several cups of coffee. Then I just do free writing. I don't write with an intention. You just write free writing, create as much content as possible. And then subsequent to that, when you feel this kind of like, when you feel the muse disappearing, you go back and edit, the previous day's work.
The lyric writing for for Island happened after a breakup, and I know that the album is not about the breakup, but how did that play into how you were writing at the time?
Well, as I said, it's like most of this stuff is born out of free writing, so certain autobiographical elements are going to filter themselves into the work. I mean, one of the key themes of Island is freedom and loneliness, one and the same. And that was definitely the feeling that I was having post-breakup, was that I felt this incredible freedom, and I also felt this incredible loneliness. At the time, I hadn't really achieved that kind of oneness with my selfhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still was feeling the pain of having been supported, having been in this relationship that was somewhat codependent, and just not having that feeling of support. And I think that is like fundamentally what Island is also about. Like, it's because, you know, the theme of Heartland was, you know, the character Lewis killing the author. Here we are, like, with Lewis kind of feeling bereft for not having such an important relationship in his life.
Any particular plans for the now online Pride events this year?
I haven't really been paying attention to that so much. I tend not to kind of participate in Pride all that much. Not that I don't think it's important to do so, just I have mixed feelings about the corporatization of it. No, I practice gay pride as often as I can in the comfort of my bedroom.